Hi everyone, this is Marcus with DTF Station, and in this video, we will go over how to operate the Seismo M24 machine. This video will also apply to the Seismo M16 and also the M30. First, make sure you have the following items: a Phillips screwdriver, paper towels, tape, rubbing alcohol, the media wheel, a brush, a snap blade, clamps, and a lint-free cloth. First, take the media wheel and take it over to your media roll. You'll adjust these wheels to the width of the media roll. Make sure not to make it too tight, as these need to just act as guides. Once adjusted, use the screwdriver to lightly tighten these screws. Now get your printer ready. Perform head cleaning, then a nozzle check. Once you get 90% of your nozzles firing, you may proceed. Now lift the preheat plan upwards and secure it in place with this arm. We recommend securing the arm to either this or this notch. Now adjust the position of the shaker by positioning the preheat platen center to the film. Now use the downward arrow key to pull out more film onto the preheated platen. This will help you align the platen to the media. Once centered, feed out at least 1.5 feet of the media in order to get the shaker to start. The shaker does not have a vacuum to hold onto the film, so you will need additional slack to get the process started. Once complete, bring out these legs in order to secure the position that shaker. You can also use these legs to adjust the level of the shaker. Open all the lids and covers to start the initial printing process. Now push the power button to power on the shaker. Press and hold SV for at least 2 seconds to turn on the preheating function. Now, go ahead and send a print job to your printer. Once the print reaches the end of the preheating platen, pause the printer. Since this shaker does not have a vacuum, feed the media out towards the end and use the clamps from earlier to add weight to the end of the film. As needed, pause, printer, and pull more film out as you go. At this time, you can close the heat chamber as shown. Now get your media wheel and gently place it on top of the film. Make sure to deposit the printer during this process as well to prevent a head strike. At this time, add hot melt powder onto the film. You want just enough to cover the prints that are coming out. Do not pour too much powder, as excessive weight may not be held by the clamps. At this time, press and hold the SV to turn on the heater. For this example, we will be setting the oven to 120 degrees Celsius. To be safe, 130 degrees Celsius should be a good temperature to start with, then make adjustments as needed. Check to make sure that any excessive powder is efficiently being dusted off the finished print. Now pause the printer again and pull the end of the film all the way down to the cooling station. Before the actual prints get to the oven, make sure to attach your air purifier to prevent excess smoke from releasing into the surrounding air. As you gain more slack, pull the film all the way to the take-up reel. Once you have even more slack, pause your printer. When your film has reached the take-up reel, turn the take-up reel onto the one position, remove the clamps, feed the media under the tension rod as shown, and use tape to tape the media to the take-up reel. At this time, Feel free to add as much hot melt powder as you need. You can fill it up to the height of the metal bar on the media wheel. Now go ahead and close all the covers. Now that you have the film connected to the take-up reel and your production is going, here are a few things that you need to check periodically every 20 to 30 minutes. 1. Check if the film is bunching. As needed, pause the printer and adjust the film to make sure it is going in straight into the shaker. 2. Keep an eye on the powder to make sure there is enough to continually cover all the prints. 3. Check if there's excess powder on non-printed areas. You may need to increase the speed of the shaker. 4. Check the finished prints and make sure that the prints have the orange peel texture. As needed, increase the temperature if the film is not fully curing. 5. Check for banding on the prints. If you notice banding, pause the printer and execute a cleaning, then resume. Now, in this example, we will end this job and go over the end-of-day procedure. You will manually roll out the media slowly. A good rule of thumb is to press the down arrow key for 2 seconds and release, then wait 5 seconds, then press again for 2 seconds, and repeat until you have cured all of the printed film. We want any of the printed media to be inside the heating chamber for at least 45 to 60 seconds. Once you have the last part of your print at the edge of the preheating platen, turn the preheat off and lower the preheat by unlatching this arm. And detach the film from the printer. Remember to pull the film taut before cutting down the cut line to prevent any crinkling of the media. Now attach the 2 clamps to this end of the media. This will provide some weight so that the media can more naturally feed through the shaker. Once the last print reaches the powder zone, remove the clamps and manually feed the film through. Once the last print has been fully powdered, you may release the film. Once the film drops, the sensor will no longer register the film, which in turn stops the take-up reel. Bypass the sensor by placing your hand in front. Note: remove your hand before the last print passes the shaker. At this time, head over to take-up reel and turn the take-up reel off. Manually roll the film up at this time, while keeping one hand at where the film is feeding out to ensure that the film doesn't fall out too quickly. Now turn the oven off. Then turn the entire shaker off and open the subheater chamber to allow it to cool down. Take the brush and brush all the excess powder towards the bottom tray. Once everything has been dusted off, remove the bottom tray and store the powder in an airtight container with some desiccant to prevent the powder from building up moisture, dust, or debris. Be sure to detach the hose from the heater. If you leave the purifier attached, it may build up too much glycerin. After detaching, it is good practice to leave the purifier on for about 5 minutes before turning off to allow it to cool down. At this time, turn the air purifier off. Remove any dust, debris, powder, glycerin around the heating zone. Allow the heating element to cool down for 10 minutes. Once cooled down, close the cover. You will also need to clean the exhaust daily. Now the final step is to get an equipment cover to cover the entire shaker overnight when not in use. This will prevent any dust or debris buildup that may cause issues in the future. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.